start with on the machine. The oil stick. The radiator cap is up top inside that little door I've got opened up. Always good to check those. The hydraulic cycle lamp. You see the sight tube. Needs to run approximately half full. Your 2 filter canisters for your hydraulic filters. To start up the machine, obviously number one, you're going to come right here, turn the battery disconnect switch on. And I'm going to go ahead and put this panel back on. Right here, this machine is wired with a coolant temperature shutdown and an oil pressure shutdown. So if the engine loses oil pressure or the coolant temperature gets too hot, it will shut the engine down by itself. In order to crank the machine, you're going to need to hold this shutdown override switch while you start it until the machine gains oil pressure to start the engine. Once it gets oil pressure, you can release the shutdown switch and walk away from it and everything will be fine. As far as operating the saw itself, you're going to have this magnetic based remote mounted inside your machine, whatever you're operating from. The red knob is a kill switch for the remote only. Push the knob in and it cuts the power off to the remote. To turn the remote on, you rotate the knob counterclockwise. You'll get a blue flashing light. That's telling you that it's on. It will not start the machine from this remote. You have to get down and manually start the machine. However, you can cut the engine off by holding down on the stop button. Your throttle button is right here. You press it down once, we'll rev the engine up. Press it again, we'll slow the engine back to an idle. Your saw bar up and down is what's going to bring your saw bar down to cut the log and raise it back up out of the way. So with that being said, I'm going to start the machine, run the saw a few times. We'll go from there. That's all there is to it. Two things that's important to remember with this power unit. If you cut the unit off with the remote, the key switch is still going to be in the home position, so naturally it will drain the battery. Also, there is a series of relays wired in for the shutdown system that those relays are hot with the battery disconnect switch in the on position. So even with the key switch turned to the off position, you take the key out of it, it's still going to draw power off of the battery. So it's imperative to remember, when not in use, always shut the power switch off to keep from draining the batteries. The saw want to keep good tension on your chain. If you got it about the middle of the bar and pull firmly, you want about a 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of movement off of that chain is about where it needs to be, depending on what you're cutting and how clean the wood is, you may have to tighten it once a day. Or you may not have to tighten it but once every other day. But if it gets loose, it's going to throw the chain off of the bar. Naturally, if you're cutting wood that's been dragged through a bunch of dirt and dirty wood, it's going to dull the chain faster. The oil tank for the butt saw is right here. It is a vented cap, so if for whatever reason, I have seen it happen, if you lose the cap, it's just a standard 2-inch pipe cap, but it does have a vent drilled into the bottom of it. If you put a non-vented cap on this tank, it will not oil the bar and chain, and it will burn up a chain quickly. Contrary to popular belief, used motor oil is not a good lubricant for your bar. Good quality bar and chain oil is highly recommended.